Proving the old adage about blind squirrels, dogs, and sunshine, both of your friendly Nostradamus types were correct this past week. That means there's nowhere else to go but down, right? Only you can help us stay afloat. Next on the Black and Gold Today. Steering the submarine out of the abyss and toward the light, I'm Jim Derry, along with Larry Holder, who's joining us in studio, clenching his fist at fate and ready to make another pick.
Look at the colors we're wearing once again.
You did it again? Well, you just did it for luck this time.
Is this a precursor, or am I just maybe thinking this is the lucky color where I either pick against or with the Saints? Who knows? I mean, it's
Is dicey. It luck, or is it the only shirt that was clean?
Well, it might be both. I mean,
did you wash
clean.
it?
It smells clean.
All right. Well, I'm not getting too close to find out. This isn't a scratch and sniff show. All right. The Whodats were rooting for you, and in fact, I think we have some footage of when they were told you got the pick right.
I'm amazed. Who would have thought they had the same reaction to when Garrett Hartley made the field goal in the NFC title game?
I mean, it's
to get
crazy.
To the Super Bowl. It's almost the same scenario.
You know what happened?
It's that big and that unlikely for this to happen.
They were sprinkled with pixie dust.
I think that's part of it. We should patent that.
Okay, well let's get to this big game. The Saints obviously coming off. You said a few weeks ago that you weren't really buying in until they got over 500. So, I mean, they're still at 500. They got a game against a team that they absolutely should beat this week in the Tennessee Titans. How do they come up with an encore?
Well, talking to a lot of players, and a lot of the older players, in particular, say a Drew Brees and a Zach Strief, who have been with the Saints since 2006. They've gone through 3 of these seasons already, 07, 2012, 2014. You get to 500. You've got to get over the hump. Everything they've done in those seasons obviously didn't work because they never got there. And what they're saying is it's the youth on this team, it's almost that they don't know any better, that they're playing, A, for their jobs, even though that might not be the case, or B, they're just fired up. And their bodies are actually healthier and have less football under them. I think that's made a big difference with some of these veteran guys. But how do you get to the Tennessee Titans? Look, they're a mess in and of themselves. Marcus Mariota looks like he's coming back, but there's going to be an interim head coach, Mike Mularkey, someone new is going to be calling the plays as well. And so they just need to play their own game, because you look at kind of up and down the roster, they're better than Tennessee in most phases. And so they cannot this isn't a trap game, because I don't think the Saints are good enough to be in a trap game, because they're not a good enough team yet.
Next week's the trap game.
It could be, because if they get to 5-4, that could be a trap game, and just a tough one on the road. But I think they know that they are flawed, and they have to play very well to still win games.
Well, being in the locker room on Wednesday, I got a sense that there was focus. I mean, I don't think that they're taking this for granted, not just because they said the right things and that they're, you know, they usually say the right things, but I just got a sense that they know that they're going to come out and say, look, we got to come out and prove something.
Well, and you talk to even some of the players when they compare it back to last year, say Keenan Lewis. Look, he said things in the locker room weren't well. Everyone said that. Drew Brees mentioned that, and that's been a theme this year. But the fact that they keep preaching the same thing, and we're starting to see it pay off. And it goes back to kind of something I wrote a few weeks ago. Don't pay attention to the record yet. Pay attention to the growth of the team. If they get better and they're growing, the record will grow. And I think we're starting to see that. And there's still growth to be had, because you look at the roster, and there are 24 players that have not played 3 years in the NFL on this 53-man roster. And a lot of those are key contributors to the success so far.
Does it scare you that they gave up so many points last week, or was it just a fluke?
I'm not going to say it's a fluke, because Odell Beckham certainly ate Delvin Breaux's lunch. I don't think that's a fluke. But I think they were, and we talked about it on the show earlier this week when I was on, that I don't think the defense was 49 points bad.
Yeah.
They only gave up 42 points. I think maybe they were 28 points bad, and Eli Manning has been playing pretty well this year. But I think, look, the last 3 games, they have been able to beat Eli Manning, Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan. It's not like you're beating up quarterbacks that aren't established, that aren't names. I think that should go somewhere with this defense.
And as far as receivers go, Kendall Wright is no Odell Beckham. So
no, or T.Y. Hilton. I think the depth at wide receiver for even the next few games until you get to Houston when you have DeAndre Hopkins, I think they should be able to handle this better. And Keenan Lewis, he's been fully practicing. He may be a full-time guy, which that changes the whole dynamic of the secondary, would certainly improve.
And I'm not
things.
even sure who the heck's is running the football for the Titans.
It could be anyone. It could be Mariota. He could be their leading rusher.
Well, when we come back from break, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going for 2 in a row.
What's one of the nicest things that comes with your new Cadillac from Cadillac of New Orleans? 0% interest.
Get 0% interest on all new Cadillacs, now at Cadillac of New Orleans. New owners, new attitude, on Lime Street in Rye in Metairie.
We're going for uncharted territory, 2 in a row. But the key is, for us to get 2 in a row, we both have to make the same pick, and we both have to be right.
This is scary. I'm going to leave right now. People think I'm jinxing it already. They thought I jinxed it last week. I put 5 and 4 in the headline of my column a couple days ago, and they said that's a jinx. I didn't say they were going to get there. Just mentioning the words is a jinx.
Well, if we pick them to win, and I don't know that we are, if we both pick them to win and they lose, I know my wife's going to say it's my fault. So.
Oh, I'm always to blame for everything.
All right, well, go up. You're up, partner.
Guess what? Saints, they're going to be 5 and 4. I think they're going to win 31-17. I think the offense, maybe not as 52-point crisp. I still think they're going to have to deal with some pass rush with the Titans because I think they're better than some of the teams that they've faced the last 3 weeks. Yet I still think they can get the ground game going, and I think defensively they're facing a far less superior offense than they've seen the last couple weeks. So 31-17, Saints.
Okay, pixie dust.
Sprinkle it. Make it rain.
I really hope that stuff doesn't cause cancer. I think this is going to be a much tougher game than anyone expects, not just because they have an interim coach coming in. I think that, getting Marcus Mariota back, if they do get him back, I think it's going to be a really tough game. I think it's going to be a lot lower scoring than most people think. But you can't pick against the Saints here. I mean, realistically, they're playing a team that's only won 3 out of their last 23 games, and I think that the Saints are a far better team, but I think it's going to be tough. I'm going to say Saints 23, Titans 20 in a big fight. And I think it's going to come down to, I think Saints fans are going to have their fingernails gnawed off towards the end.
Kai Forbath, that means he's going to kick at least 2 or 3 field goals. Well, it depends on if you're missing extra points.
He could miss an extra point.
Oh, don't say that. That was Jim Derry.
I didn't say he was. I said he could.
You just said that. That was all you.
Well, Saints 23, Titans 20. Take the Titans if you're a gambling man, if you like to bet for barks or pieces of pecan pie or stuff like that, because we know no one out there bets for money.
Highly illegal,
it's illegal
in this state.
It doesn't happen.
Never.
We'll be back Monday, and we'll have some exciting recap for you, we hope. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the game. See y'all Monday.